There's my wheels spinning, about like some of y'all out there. I really don't care, but I hope you listen so you save your own fucking life. Well, hey, how y'all doing out there? I hope I'm on. Wheel quit spinning, and I did my mumbling. I was just sitting here this evening, having me a nice cup of coffee out of my vintage glass baked milk glass coffee cup, worth about $8, or it was when we had money. I got a message tonight, in particular for the right wing America. I really count on y'all for a lot of things. The divide in this country is great, but it's there, even though it's based on an illusion, and you're fighting your brother instead of, wow, the people that are doing this to you. Y'all were basically the ones that you took on the rich man's party because they claim to have morals and constitutionalists and Christian, American type beliefs and morals. That's all I can say about it. And they're not. The rich corporate assholes that have played you very bad. I got out of it early, y'all. Back in the '80s with Dr. Paul, '88, and even pulled for him in the Ron Paul revolution, which I would have never voted. I wasn't going to vote for him. I was just going to try to gain support for him the best I could. Put his message out there for people to listen to, because actually Dr. Paul, if y'all will remember, my right-wing brothers and sisters, he said this whole thing was a scam. It was they control it. There's nothing you can do about it except turn your back on it or go to war against it, and we don't need to go to war against it. And somehow you believe that somebody slipped through the cracks and the deep state's safety net, which is the Electoral College, is put in the third Republican president. The last one was Bush Jr. And look what that got us, y'all. Look what that got us. And then saying that, when you think you won something, you really ain't. You really ain't. And before you say, hey, Biden's this and Biden's that, and yeah, you're right. Neither one of them's better than the other one. But I will go in the last 4 years and say, look at our country, how West Virginia was sold to China. I'm gonna keep it on the key points. We'll stay away from the fact that he has no morals like you do. He doesn't even know the Constitution or our United States history like you do. And he doesn't care about this country. He cares about the people that actually own it, unlike you. I think you do still care about your brother, and I think now with Agenda 21 and we're facing it, I really thought that's where y'all's focus would be. But just today, I saw something very clever, very fucking clever indeed. I watched the Michael Flynn hoorah. Wow, we're still going to have rallies. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but that's the thing of narcissists, y'all. That is the thing of people that need to be patted on the back. They need to be held up. They need to feel like there's somebody. And that's been our president for the last 4 years. No matter what you say about the man, he loves him some Donald Trump, don't he? And I remember in the beginning when y'all were giving him for a choice. I mean, I saw y'all fighting it. There was very few people out there to pull him for Trump. They basically, I don't remember who he was up against, but it didn't matter. I don't pay attention to that shit no more. Like I said, it does not matter. We should have turned our backs on him long ago, but here we are. So what I saw today was y'all are being set up. You've been set up since the man got into office. I mean, we've been sold out. We've lost our money. We've lost our country. You can say they did this or that. Yeah, did he bring the stock market up real high? He sure did. Record stock market. Record stock market. What'd that do for you? Huh? Your corporation? You on the board of directors? You a stockholder? Huh? And then where'd it go? It crashed back in March, y'all. $11.5 trillion they lost in half a day. The next day, Trump turned around and gave them another $1.5 trillion. They lost it in 30 minutes. Okay, so there you go on your stock market being raised up. You're saying they created all these jobs. Well, I'm going to tell you one more fucking time. Presidents do not create jobs. There's not been one president in the United States that ever created a job. But I mean, they can influence people doing this or that. But he didn't. The rest of the corporations went and they went back. They went with China, y'all, who now has are like, wow, y'all. Now you Republicans are supposed to be conservatives, and some of you are fiscal conservatives, meaning you pay attention to the money. There is no more petrodollar, and they're trading oil on the Chinese digital yen, and now it's called the petro yen. The steel, ever since the steel from September 11th went over there, well, I take that back. I'll go back and give you a Democrats you should be hating on if you really believe in this system and all that shit. Bill Clinton and giving our textile jobs to China. That was the beginning of this. And we had Bush Sr. come in. By the time everybody was starting to figure some things out, we were starting to, as a people, we were starting to actually really, truly unify. That's where the black-white relations got so good and things were doing so well, except for the crack that, the government was pouring in, and the cocaine and all. Wow, we had all the interracial couples, man, but the people loving who they wanted to love and not being afraid to get married, not being afraid to be with who they love and be who they were. And I love that. I love that shit. And hell, you can look at the I mean, even the rap music was just funny, it was that's right, Barry Napta. Never again follow the aristocrats. But yeah, like what was his name? Did Funky Cole Medina and all that. Tone Loc. I love that shit. It was funny. It had a story, and look where it went. They just crushed everybody. They got everybody pitted against each other. And this is why, y'all, right here, the moment in time we're living in right now. So I'm gonna talk about this Eric, Michael Flynn and Trump talking today on the TV, because with Trump, one thing that bothered me was and actually somebody had sent this to me and said, Bill, you might want to take a listen to this. It was only like 5 minutes long, and yeah, it was on Fox News. So I mean, but it was on YouTube, so I wasn't really actually watching Fox News, and because I can't stand none of them news outlets. Y'all, none of them. I don't care. CNN's probably the worst. I mean, they literally make me sick. MSNBC, that acts like they're in the middle. No, they're not. They're fucking they're on the side of dividing you, and because they don't have a side. They know better. They're talking heads that get paid. But anyway, Trump was out there talking about, for the first time, I heard him just throw numbers out there. In fact, say, I got 75 million votes. I got the more than any other president in the world, more than Obama. He brought up Obama. I'm like, wow, man, where's he going? Because when he brings up Obama, most of you voted for Trump because you hated that 8 years so bad. And you can say what you want. It's no longer, don't be ashamed of who you are. Just get over it. But that's the truth. You hated what went on with Obama so much, and you had to suffer 8 years with it, and you had all the liberals out there rubbing it in because, wow, we just had 8 years of Bush. I don't think nobody cared for that. And but there you go. We had it, and so you can say what he's done and all this, but this time, y'all, what he was saying. And then he started throwing up the Constitution that he has no idea what it is. And you know that. You know that this man, at least with history, American history, and the United States Constitution, has completely misquoted it. And he's like the male version of Sarah Palin. And if y'all still like her, that's fine. You must have liked her back in her bikini days because she's a dingbat. Doesn't know anything. Like none of those people up there in D.C. They don't need to know anything. The Constitution and our history is out there to make you be the patriot. And that's why you were. And quotes from Jefferson and Franklin and Washington and all this is to make you want to fight and die for your country. I'm trying to give you something to live for. Actually, I hope you just see through the political side of this and look at how you're being played and save your life and watch what you're doing. At least watch what you're doing. But you're not, but I'm saying it anyway. So in other words, Trump's basically inciting y'all to get all fired up about the fraudulent election, not the fraudulent candidates that we had, not the fraudulent system that we have that just crashed around our knees and is gone. Not the fact that the Chinese are fracking the fuck out of our goddamn country. Canada is running pipelines straight through down to Houston to refine their crap that ain't even legal, by the way, in no other country. Wow, man, and it was all done with Russian steel. But no matter how much you want to bleed at, you got a piece of wall. You didn't get Hillary locked up, but wow, man, you sure talked about it a lot, and you sounded real good at the rallies. I mean, listen to what you've been doing for the last fucking 4 years. And what the man has done. And if that man had done if any other, like let's just say Obama, for instance, if he had done any of those things, or if Hillary had came in the office and did the same thing that Trump did, y'all would be like, hang her, she just brought the New World Order in. She just crushed the world. But y'all had this little help. Y'all had this little thing out there. I guess they're still out there, even though they got arrested. I don't know what the hell they got arrested for, but I heard they got arrested. But, the Quran liars and traitors. And your enemy. They're actually your enemy. You just don't see them that way. They're giving you nothing but lies, but they're good, sweet lies. They're lies you want to hear. They back up your man in your party, which, y'all, this is, wow, it's been gone. It's never been, you never had a president in your whole fucking life. I don't know why you think you got one now. All of a sudden, like, slipped through the cracks. It got past the deep state, man, and their whole thing they own. Wow, so they just, just got stupid one day, huh? But besides all the lack of reasoning in your logic about how he's got to be president, he just brought up things about just being unconstitutional. All right. Well, it was his judges that he went to. He went to his judges, the judges that he's put in. Man, a boatload of fucking judges. I mean, in 4 years, he's probably put in more judges than the rest of them have. And I mean, Obama played rule of law game and did that crap with the judges. So did Bush Jr. But I think Trump's got him beat on a 4-year mark. So he goes to his right-wing Republican judges that are friends with him. He put into play to let them be judges, and they couldn't even back him up. They wasn't even going to risk their nothing to back him up because they can't find it, y'all. There's no evidence. But you see evidence. You see OAN Network and Fox News telling you that there's all kind of voter fraud. But you don't want to. You believe them, even though you say you don't listen to news no more. Wow, just fucking wow. Because that's the only place it's coming from. Oh, and then the Quran. But then Trump gets out there today and says it. And my first thought was, how can he get away with just saying shit like that? Like, wow, just because you're president don't mean you can't be, fucking busted in the fucking mouth for being a fucking liar. Well, and what else has he said that's been true, by the way? So I don't know what to tell y'all about that. But then it hit me all of a sudden, real quick, that in 2012, Obama did. He was a traitor too, by the way. He signed NDAA 2012, adding in that propaganda was legal. Their propaganda is fucking legal now. They can say what they want, and they have been saying what they want since 2012. So there's nothing been true come across the TV. There's nothing been true come from D.C. because they don't have to. Because just like the police don't have to tell you the truth. They can lie to you all day long and to coerce you into telling on yourself when you didn't do nothing. Also, you guess who joined the ranks of that, by the way? So besides D.C. and besides the police, doctors can lie to you now. Doctors can now legally lie to you. HIPAA has been on hold since March, but they're actually talking about doing away with it because, wow, you're fixing to have all your medical information on your cell phone, on your COVID tracking app. And there we go with that. No matter what you say about your Cheeto Jesus, and no matter what you say about your fucking chosen one, I watched his man get in bed and play pussies with not only the Israelis. He turned around at the beginning. He started with the Saudis over the globe, y'all. Now you see what they were doing. Now do you see what the globe represented? The Saudis and the Israelis and the Bolsheviks did not come together because Donald Trump brought peace. That coin they minted, if you'll follow the sword on the back, it's all kind of things going on. The 5G is showing the 5G, everything. Shows the rocket ship going out. And then it shows Saturn at the very end. And I got to thinking about that. And I was like, well, they keep talking about these moons around Saturn and all these different places to live. So maybe these super rich assholes don't find another planet to go destroy. And they can go do that one, and maybe we have a chance here. But nah, it's just, they couldn't make it there in their lifetime. So I started wondering, like, what the fuck? And I was like, wow. Saturn represents Saturnilla, which is the 17th to the 23rd. And for their version of the Saturnilla, which if any of you right-wingers don't know, or any of you left-wingers, any of y'all don't know, it's a pagan holiday, and it used to have a lot of child sacrifice, and it had a lot of role-playing, where the slave would be the master and the master would be the slave for these few days, that. Like I said, the 17th to the 23rd. He said that has any reference. Well, we know that they didn't lose 10,000 kids. And I don't know how that keeps getting swept under the rug or anything else. $84 billion land deal in a 20-year lease on the Appalachian Mountains, all the way the Marcellus Shale, all the way down the spine of the Appalachian Mountains. 20 years. You can get all of it in 20 years, y'all. And they can, and they don't have to clean up nothing because he dropped all the regulations that were put in place for us, that we asked for. You too. You get to bump your head when it comes to this political shit, and you get to hating your perceived enemy, and it's not the left. It might be the left wing, if there's such a thing, the left wing senators, I guess. But look at your senators. When have any of them done anything for you? And he talked about the tax breaks. The 2019 tax break was, yes, that was there, which is going you would probably see this year if there was any money and you didn't take the stimulus check. Now you have the stimulus check was your own fucking money. They didn't give you shit. Gave you back your own money and you got to pay for it. But you didn't pay attention to the 2017 tax return or the 2018 when you were going about, hey, yeah, I got an extra $25 in my check. I got an extra $30 in my check. And then instead of getting back $500 or $600 that year, maybe $1,500 like you used to, you owed them $1,500. And you found out how taxes work. And the fact that if Trump was your man and he was your boy and he cared about you, he would have told you that taxes are fucking voluntary. You don't have to pay federal income tax unless you make over $250,000 a year. So whatever. Now you don't have to do that because he gave what you didn't want to pay attention to while you spending your $25 on a new Chinese made in China MAGA hat, which MAGA stands is the fifth and highest level of Satanism, by the way. But besides that, you just getting there, spending your little $25, man. Y'all go look at what China has leased under Trump, okay? And then look at the corporations bailout. Not the bailout. It's bigger than the bailout that they got from when George Bush crashed the economy and Obama turned around for the New World Order and gave them a bailout. The banks got the bailout. The corporate America just got the biggest tax break and the write your own losses so you can be subsidized bill ever. They gave them a blank check on what's left of America and the corporations that would still have a tie here. Because you notice ain't none of the corporations here no more. And they didn't leave because they were pedophiles and they were running because Trump was going to get them with the generals. Now, Trump's going to get you with the generals. Now, Operation Warp Speed, wow, you're just going to let that go, huh? So you're going to take the vaccine there, right-wing America, right? You're going to take it, right? You're going to take it real quick because they're going to bring it in 24 hours, right? Your boy goddamn played fucking pussy with the goddamn Rona. That should have showed you something right there. There's now anti-Rona this. Still, he's having Christmas parties now, and the left's crying about it like babies. Oh, he's having Christmas parties, and he's got too many people, and they're not having to wear a mask. Why am I having to wear mine? Well, you don't have to wear it, left wing. You wore it because your party told you to. And I'll talk to you about that later. So here he is. He's done everything to give you all the indicators that he's not only not for you, not for our country. He's definitely not a conservative. He's not really even a Republican of any kind I've seen, except for being rich. He just gave the rich people, the elite, the shadow government, the fucking corporations, all the things you hate, or I don't know about you hating the corporations. I think you got a kind of a sick love affair with your rapist right there. And the whole time, you're sitting there and you're looking at the left like they're fucked up. You're saying George Soros is putting actors in cities and they're having protests and they're burning down cities and you didn't do nothing about it, and neither did Trump. The federal government was designed just for that, by the way. So when he said he couldn't do nothing because all these state governors running around breaking the Constitution that y'all are so fired up about right now, that's what the federal government was there for, to ensure that every citizen, it don't matter one or a million, got equal treatment under the Constitution. And the people in Portland wasn't. And he sent troops up there. They was up there about 5 days, I think it was, maybe 6 days. They extracted their people, and they got out. And you're probably right about Soros paying for actors. You're probably right about a lot of things. But what you're wrong about is you always forget and you leave out your own man. He didn't do nothing for y'all. Our country's been sold out. we're probably going to be dead in a goddamn month. Because I'm not going to take none of it, and I'm going to stand against it. And I'm pretty sure you will. But that's the whole trick right here. And this is what I want you to see. So Flynn's out there, and he's saying basically the same thing. He is really leaning on the Constitution. And he's saying that this is going in front of the judges, and he admits it's going in front of the Supreme Court, and they're not going to see it our way. But we're not looking for the judges to change the vote. We're not looking for the judges to find fraud where nobody else can find fraud. We don't care about them. We the people are going to do it because we're going to have a revolution, and we're going to go to war. That's basically what he said. I don't know if you ever heard of General Rally the Troops, but that's just what Michael Flynn just did, y'all. So you got Trump and Flynn on the same day, throwing out numbers, saying he won the election. I mean, just flat out, he's saying it. I won the election, and every judge has shot him down. His lawyers have basically done everything but quit because they can't do nothing else. Flynn's over there. This has-been motherfucker and a traitor to the United States. Wow. I can't say enough about Flynn, but this ain't about Flynn. This is about y'all. I'm worried about y'all. But they get out there and they incite you at two different levels. So what they've done is they made you forget about the 95 to 105,000 troops on our soil that's breaking posse comitatus. That's going to issue a vaccine to you and your children. That wow. There's no fucking virus. So what's in the vaccine? What are they doing? You cheered the man on when he secured 5G over this country. Gave the corporations, and the rich people, they all got a $1.6 million on average. On average was $1.6 million that they got for stimulus money. Y'all got $1,200. I didn't get shit because I don't want their money. I don't want nothing from the stinking ass fucking federal government. And you used to be that way, and that's where you lost it. When you started their shit right in the beginning, of course, I see something happening on a national scale. And even though I was like 3 years retired, I called people down in the South. I was like, wait, man, what are you going to do about this? You see what's happening? And they said, well, Bill, that might be happening, but have you heard of Q? And I'm like, no, who the fuck is Q? And I got to listen to that shit, and I said, man, are you guys even fucking serious? Are you guys fucking serious? And they were. And it was the leadership, by the way. Most of them, the men and the women that serving that 1.2 million, they were just waiting on the, hey man, what are we going to do? Because it seems nobody can make a decision without a fucking leader these days, including you, my right-wing brothers and sisters, including you. You're being led by your fucking nose into a war against the wrong enemy. And all this goddamn shit that you're hearing, and you're saying, well, how can this be that it's on the TV? It's on this, and folks, the TV is out here on the internet. Well, I just got a YouTube video from a guy here. He talks about it all the time. He knows. Listen at you. There is no reliable information. There's you. There's you and your free will to think, if you still have it, and your ability to. Hopefully you're a real true right-winger and you can quote the Constitution and you can look back in our history and see what we need to do now. But see, we don't even have to do that. We don't have to have an April 19th, 1775, because it's not 1776. I don't know why everybody says 1776. I don't know what the fuck happened on July 4th, 1776, but it sure wasn't going to war against goddamn Britain. That happened on April 19th, 1775. And the dates, old dates, they don't mean nothing. Hey man, just grab history by the pussy. How about that? Dates mean everything in history, knowing them and when things start and how they started. They started over a lot less than this. They were going through our mail. They killed a few people. Brutality was relentless. Anybody that wasn't obeying the mandates from the crown in the free world. Were definitely beat down. They were taxing the shit out of us. Had no reason for it. Just getting King George rich. They were literally loading up ships and sending money back over to England just daily, almost. And we went to war over that. Now look at what we got now. Our economy's gone. Never coming back. Our country is in tatters. Ruins. The infrastructure is 35 years overdue. And that don't have anything to do with Trump. I'm not trying to blame that on nobody. I'm just trying to say that we've been fucked by all of them. And you used to know this. You used to know this. Somewhere around 2008, especially around 2012, you knew that you. I mean, it scared me too, y'all, to read NDAA 2012. And I actually read it. And I couldn't believe it. Could be indefinitely detained for a respiratory illness. And everybody's like, well, that Ebola, it's already been around twice. It might come around again. Ebola was a cover and a lie to cover up petroleum sickness. Zika was a lie to cover up Monsanto sickness from Monsanto's poisoning. And this is a lie to usher in Agenda 21 and have us do as much of the dirty work as we can to each other so they have less people to control with the 5G towers, your man secured forever and beyond. You were just sent into a frenzy today. You were just told that Trump won the election by the more than anybody else. 3 million more votes than Obama. Now, how would they even know that? If there were fraudulent votes, they would have the 75 million fraudulent voters and take their name out. They keep saying hundreds of thousands, but he lost by 5 million votes. And the point is, or you can say that, he might have got the swing states, might have got. You sit there and you look at a brother like me that has no dog in this fight. I don't want Biden. I don't want Trump. I don't want any. Matter of fact, why don't you be president? How about you be president? I feel a little bit better about that. But you'll just sit there and tell me I'm going along with the narrative, that I'm going to listen to the news and all that. You were just played a bait and switch. They know that you can stand up against this military out there. They know that you can be the ones to unite this country. That you're talking shit about not, people tearing your country apart. This man just tore your country apart. And he just gave you the bait and switch. So instead of being mad at them for putting a general and military on our soil to give us a vaccine and break the Constitution that you fucking love so much, you goddamn going to go after your brother. You fell for it. And I hear y'all out there. It's time to do it. It's time to do it. Well, get up and go do it. Because see, that's just it. When you get up and go do it, there's 95 to 105,000 combat-hardened Northern Command troops out there ready to quell your violence. Then you just get mad right before you die and say, well, y'all didn't do that to the protesters. It was never about protesters. It was never about anything that's happened up until today, until they said they approved a vaccine that's, wow, it's just going to kill people. They're putting our elders down. Don't they have a constitutional right to live? Huh? Look at all our kids on dope and stuff. You don't want to help stop that? You just want to keep relying on what you've been doing. You want to keep what you've been doing for the last 4 years that has failed. And I'm sorry about that. And I wish you could shake it off. But I know you can't. I know you can't. I'm just trying to let you know right now. The man played you. Michael Flynn added fuel to the fire. They keep throwing up the word Constitution. The Constitution has not been broke because the Constitution has been null and void since George Bush signed the Patriot Act, and every fucking president since then has signed it, including yours. And you know what he did? He added the Rona to the goddamn list of terrorists. No, they're right there. The Rona's right there with Al Qaeda. Wow. And then to top it off, you cling to your party. You cling to the rich man's party for one of the two main reasons. I guess abortion and gun rights is the only thing I ever hear you fucking bitch about, except now that you got Trump's in there. Every lie that he says, you fucking bitch about it. Or now the fraudulent votes, wow, that he got 75 million of, but wow, his judges won't do nothing about it. His own attorney general won't do nothing about it. Barr won't do nothing about it. He can't. None of them can do nothing about it. But the man made red flag laws. It won't be long for it to come to get your weapons just because you're a right-winger. They've already gotten a bunch of y'all's brothers and sisters out there. Got their weapons. Nobody wants to talk about that. I don't care about a bump stock. I never needed anything to fire my weapon true. It took practice, but that to me was irrelevant. The fact that's what had everybody bitching. They always give you something over here to the side, something shiny, so you're like, shiny, shiny, and you're not paying attention to what's right, the real deal going on. The real deal was he completely reinforced and made new red flag laws. He's probably the best gun control president in the history of America, if you want something to be proud of him about, except that's not what your party stands for. He's done more for gun control than any of the other presidents of our past. Bill Clinton, Jimmy Carter. I mean, Jimmy Carter didn't really try anything, but you see what I'm saying? Bill Clinton and Obama. And you just bit off into it because you were so busy hating. And you were so busy hating the man that was there before. Well, he's not there no more. And it's been 4 years since he's been in office. And all your boy can do is get out there and rally up by saying, well, I got 3 million more votes than Obama. Obama. Hillary. It ain't funny no more, y'all. I count on y'all to help defend this fucking nation that you love so much with your red, white, and blue asses. And most of you didn't even serve it. So I can't call you brother and sister in that way. But a long time ago, I was a libertarian. I guess that's they say that's right wing. Well, I don't think it is. That's just a man that don't want to vote for a system that does nothing for his country but fleece it, and now destroyed it. And now they just got you to go commit acts of violence, and they're going to take you out, or they might even let you go, like they let the protesters go, and you'll get all mad and you'll get all fucked up, and you go out there and goddamn fuck people up, and probably kill people, and they're going to cry for security, and they're probably going to have a mask-wearing fucking left-wing president that'll back them up, but he's not backing them up. They're just trying to kill us, Republicans. They're just trying to kill us. Now you can fall for it. You know, it makes a little difference to me. It's just more diversion. But I just thought it was very clever, and maybe you missed it because it was so clever. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That they pulled a bait and switch on you like I ain't never seen before. It went from where this son of a bitch was in the limelight for basically fucking up the whole COVID-19 thing, no matter if you believed it, and he put measures to save you, or if he didn't believe it, but then he got the Rona, and then he wanted to give our elders the medication that he got. If you take any of the medication from the federal government, you get exactly what you deserve, because it's going to be death. And that goes for everybody out there. You know what the fuck's going on. And the ones in the middle with me, that we feel like we're in the middle, we're actually the big 60% middle of what you would consider voting Americans that could pick one of the two parties, or their tag-along party. We're the 65% of this. They're the minorities, and there's two sides, and they're never going to get right. Some of them are just literally so ate up with that fucking shit, they're not even good to humanity anymore. But I'm going to be honest with you right-wingers about something. I have a hard time talking to you about anything about the environment or our planet and the shape it's in right now. Do weapons burning whole areas, regions on Earth. And you just stayed in this man's fucking pocket. You cheered him on. And you put energy where you shouldn't have been putting energy. And the country that you love is gone. Almost overnight. So go back and look at Trump's speech. I'm pretty sure you got it recorded somewhere. And and then watch Flynn's speech. Listen to him very carefully this time. Listen to him with the ears of a soldier that's trying to figure out who's really giving him who's giving him his orders and who's telling him what to do, that he'll do the wrong thing and lose the battle. If you go after anybody that's considered to be we the people, you just fucked the fuck up. You just fucked the fuck up. We don't kill each other. We learned our lesson from the Civil War. And you know what? You might want to think about that. You might want to think about that real fucking hard. Because back then the parties were opposite what they are today. They play this game. They play this game with us. They go 10, 20, 30, 40 years sometimes. Just letting one bickering thing, like the fucking abortion issue, and nothing gets done about everything else. They spend more money and time getting your eyes off the real true issues that would have kept our country intact. And you bickered along with the left about everything else out there under the sun that didn't make a fuck. That just didn't make a fuck. Like I said, I expected you to stand on your hind legs and defend this country. And you get right behind the very man that sold it to China. I think you might want to make amends for that. I think you might want to remember the thing you told me in 2008 and the thing you told me in 2012, the thing you told me in 92, the thing you told me in 96. Presidents are selected, not elected. Think about that. They played you hard today. If you really think the Constitution is even active right now, wow. But if you think that we need to stand up and use our constitutional right to stand up against the government, the very government you're standing up against told you to do that. Because they're not telling you to stand up against the government. They're telling you to stand up against the left wing, which is predominantly black people, poor people, minorities like gay people, Hispanics, Muslims. The things that you come to hate that I don't think are your hatred. I do not think that's your hatred. But you carry it. You carry it like a goddamn fucking merit badge, like a new merit badge on a fucking Eagle Scout. You're a lot smarter than that. And you did have a duty, even as a citizen that didn't serve. I've heard just about every single one of you run your mouth about how you're going to defend this country with your life. Why don't you, instead of dying for your country, how about living for your countrymen? Those people never made no change for nobody, them or us. And I say us, I'm saying that real lightly right now, real lightly, because that party does not stand for anything that I stand for. They just rob those things. I think we should say yes, ma'am, and no, sir, to people that's older than us. I think we should raise our own fucking children. I think that we should find our own medicine. I think that we should work out our lives and grow and do something, not be needy and dependent on a government. And I think that government should be spending as little bit of our money as possible and not leasing or selling our land to our fucking enemies. And I don't think that anybody should ever put themselves above at a king status, some celebrity status. They're just a fucking president. That's our fucking servant. They serve us. Quit serving them. It don't look good on you. You better keep your powder dry. And you better keep your eyes open on your boy. Them motherfuckers are dead end with them, your shadow government. And again, I'm going to remind you, nobody loses 10,000 kids, you dumbasses. Fuck. God damn it. God damn it. Get real. When you start killing we the people, I actually did take an oath to defend this country against people that kill my brothers and sisters, including you. You kill our own, you're going to find yourself laying on your back, pushing up daisies. Take your country back. There ain't much left of it. I think we ought to start another one. And this time, get it right. Don't be doing what fucking kings tell you to do. That's why they're kings. You wouldn't fucking pay attention to them. There would be no king. And there is no king. Only the king in your mind and the king that you feed. Stop. April 19th, 1775. Think about that. I love y'all, by the way. Put that flag down for a minute. I might even come up and fucking hug you. But you were supposed to be the ones that were going to defend against the enemy. And what are you doing? You're taking up for people you don't even fucking know. Peace. Don't live in fear. Do what you're supposed to do.